What's up guys, it is Yugioh here. Welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today, hitting you up with a updated Eldlich deck profile. Yes, Odeon just won YCS Lille, so why not show off one of my favorite trap decks of all time in Eldlich. This is the deck I think is underexplored at the moment. A lot of people think it's not worth your time. I disagree. I think stuff with like Trapaholic, I think stuff like the new fusion support, I think that the new Elixir Golden Land card, bridging the Elixir and the Golden Land archetypes together, are fantastic additions for Eldlich, and you need to be trying them this format. If you are new around here, or you have seen my beautiful face before, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button, as we are on the way to 5,000 subscribers before the end of 2025, which we are very close to achieving. And leave a comment down below if you think Eldlich has a spot in this format, because I do. Anyway, that's enough blabbering. Let's get straight into the main deck. Okay, so starting off with the Eldlich cards, we have double Eldlich, the Golden Lord. I still play 2 copies. You can arguably play 3. This is a pure build. However, 2 copies have done very, very well for me so far. I've never needed more. We also play a specific link in the extra deck that if our Eldliches do get banished, you can pick one back up from there, get it back onto the field and back into rotation. So 2 Eldlich, the Golden Lord, has been absolutely fine for me, and it's a fantastic card. If you don't know what it does, you send this card on 1 spell trap from your hand to the grave, target 1 card in the field, send it to the grave. It doesn't destroy, so it gets around some cool things like Unchained Monsters is the first thing that comes to my head. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send a spell trap you control to the grave, add this card to your hand, and then you can special summon a zombie monster from your hand, including himself. And if you do, until the end of your opponent's turn, it gains 1,000 attack and defense and cannot be destroyed by card effects. So add Eldlich to hand, special Eldlich to the field, 3,800 defense, 3,500 attack on a level 10 light zombie. Really, really nice. I really like Eldlich. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite decks, surprisingly, even though a lot of people do associate this with Floodgates. There's only 3 in this deck. We also have triple of the Cursed Elland. A lot of people play 1 copy, 2 copies of this card. I play 3. I want consistency. You cannot declare attacks except with zombie monsters while this is face up, so please remember that, as you can branch away from zombies very quickly using extra deck stuff. You can pay 800 life points and add a Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell trap from your deck to your hand. I just call it pay 8, feel great. And then if this card is sent from the spell trap zone to the graveyard, you can send a Eldlich monster or a Golden Land spell trap from your deck to the grave. Fantastic all around. Not only does your monster want to be in the graveyard, but your Elixirs and your Golden Land cards also want to be there, and I'll explain to you when we get there. For the other spell, I play 1 Elixir of Black Awakening. It is basically E-Telly for the Golden Lord, and that's effectively what it is. Special summon a zombie monster from your hand or deck in defense. However, if you don't control any Eldlich monsters, you can only special summon Eldlich. Keep in mind that for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon except zombies, and then you can banish this card from the grave, set 1 Golden Land spell trap directly from your deck. Keep in mind, as I'm going to be mentioning this effect, that banished effect from grave, the Elixirs will be setting the Golden Lands, and the Golden Lands will be setting the Elixirs. However, you cannot do both effects in the same turn. What does that mean? If you use Elixir to summon, you then can't use the banish effect that same turn to set. Same goes for the traps. If you use Scarlet Sanguine to summon, you then cannot immediately during that same end phase use its effect to banish and set. They don't work like that. They're not that quick. They need basically a turn of charge on the field and in the graveyard. For the traps, triple Elixir of the Scarlet Sanguine. This is a fantastic card, able to special summon a zombie monster from your deck or grave, but it's obviously going to be Eldlich, and you are zombie locked for the rest of the turn. So it's really, really nice because you need Eldlich on the field to gain the bonus effects of all of your continuous traps. What else does it do? You can banish this card from your grave and set a Golden Land spell trap directly from your deck. Fun fact, this doesn't actually need to be during the end phase. So you can do that during like the draw phase, for example. All the other ones need to be during the end phase. So Elixir is just that bit more powerful, and why we play 3 of it. For another 3 of, I played triple Conquistador of the Golden Land, simply because it is the best continuous trap that summons itself in my opinion. It special summons itself as a normal monster, zombie light level 5 with 500 attack and 1800 defense, but it's also still considered a trap, which is super important for cards like Trapaholic. I'll get there, but I'll explain it when I get there. Then if you control Eldlich, the Golden Land, while you are resolving this effect, you can destroy one face-up card on the field, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's basically a pop, summon and pop while you control the Eldlich, and then it can set you a Elixir directly from the deck. For a 2-of, I play double Huaquero of the Golden Land. Again, they summon themselves as a level 5, except it has 1800 attack and 1500 defense. And if you control Eldlich, when you use this effect, you can banish one card from either graveyard. And of course, it can, during the end phase, set a Elixir. I just don't think Huaquero is as good as Conquistador. So I think 3 Conch and 2 Huaquero is the best way forward. For the new one, we play Elixir of the Glorious Golden Land. So this merges both the Elixirs and the Golden Lands into one card. What does it do? Pay 8, special summon this card as a normal monster, that is level 10 this time, 1500 attack, 2800 defense, and if you control Eldlich, you can return one monster from the field to the hand, so it's a bounce. So we have a pop, banish from grave, and bounce as well that we can do every single turn if we loop our cards correctly. And you can also, if you don't want to use its effect to bounce, you can set one of your banish, Golden Land, or Elixir spell traps back from the banish pile to the field, but obviously it would take a turn to charge, which is absolutely fantastic, and it gives the deck a bunch of grind game potential that it had before, but with this card it just has it that much more, because you're going to be banishing a lot and you're going to be able to get those banished cards back onto the field. So this is my Eldlich ratio. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It is 16 cards, and I think that is more than enough for a pure Eldlich build. Super happy with them. Yes, I do have the deck in max rarity, so it's all very, very nice. For the bonus stuff, we have Triple Delta of Invitation. I'll put these in the middle here. Triple Delta of Invitation. What does it do? On activation, sends a level 5 or higher zombie from your deck to the grave. So sends Eldlich. You can, if you control a zombie on the field, special summon a Delta token as a level 5 Dark, which is relevant. And if a monster is added from the graveyard to the hand while this card is in your grave, you can add this card back to your hand. So something you can do is use Delta, dump the Eldlich, send this for cost to the grave to add it back to the hand when special, and then Delta will add itself back to the hand. So it's basically a pseudo way of getting Eldlich onto the field. So Eldlich is going to be 3, 4, 5, copies 3, 4, 5, because that's what Delta does, and it gives you a token as well, which is super nice. And I play one Terraforming just because Delta is that good of a card. Terraforming grabs Delta, Delta dump Eldlich, and we are off to the races. For the more generic traps, I play triple of the Trapaholic. Trapaholic is really good in this deck because you target a spell trap you control, destroy it, and you set a normal trap from your deck except Trapaholic. It can be activated this turn while you have 3 or more traps in your graveyard. The beautiful thing about the Eldlich monsters is that they are still considered as traps, meaning even though they are on the field, you can destroy them and then set and immediately use normal traps. We have 1 Dogmatica Punishment as one of our targets, simply because going 2 for 1 is too good not to play. We play 1 Transaction Rollback. This is more a card that we don't mind drawing and pitching with Eldlich, but we can obviously pay half, target a normal trap in our opponent's grave, stuff like Imperm, and immediately just use those effects so it becomes the Imperm. And in the graveyard, pay half your life, target a normal trap in your grave, and the effect becomes that card's activation effects. You don't pay costs either. So it's just an extra way of getting more bang for your buck from your traps that you play 1 of, because you get 2 uses of them now because of Transaction Rollback. 1 Torrential Tribute, because going 1 for 5 if you do things properly and wait is so free and amazing. 1 D-Barrier, because why not play D-Barrier? It's a trap card that wins the game in certain matchups. And I know this isn't a normal trap, but we have the 1 Dragon Mind. I play this because Eldlich does have 2500 attack as original attack, and that means that this is a Solemn Judgment. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated while you control a monster 2500 original attack, negate the activation, destroy that card. If this card is in your grave, pay 2500 life points and reset this card so you can use it again, and then banish it when it leaves the field. So 1 Dragon Mind is amazing. We also play for the Floodgates 1 Skill Drain, 1 Rivalry, and 1 Gozen Match. These are the only ones I play. You can play Anti-Spell. I just feel that with the field spell that has a bit of negative synergy. However, these cards are so free. Skill Drain, you just summon them as traps and gain their effects, and the Eldlich is a big beat stick. Rivalry, you mainly just stick to zombies anyway if you are locked into that. And Gozen, you can easily just play with light attribute monsters with Eldlich and your traps. So fantastic cards. All of them, I really like them. I wouldn't change them. I'm super happy with this build. And for the hand traps, here we go. We have a couple of them. We play Triple Ash, simply because it is a zombie and it comes up sometimes where there's very, very niche scenarios where you want to be summoning an Ash from the deck. But since you play 2 Eldlich, Ash is an option to summon from the deck as a zombie, but it's also good against stuff like Full Loss. It's also good into stuff like Branded. It also just has a lot of good matchups. We have triple Nibiru, which I think should just be triple Full Loss, if I'm honest with you, because I don't own any Full Loss at the moment. I'm proxying them with Nib. And we of course have the triple Droll and Lockbird. Only 9 hand traps, but I'm trying to play super impactful ones and Ash. So if you want to cut the Ash and play Full Loss, you're left with Drolls, Full Loss, and Nibs, like some of the most impactful hand traps we have at the moment. So 9 hand traps, that rounds off the main deck at 40 cards. Let's go on quickly into the extra deck. Starting off with the extra deck, we're going to start off with the Silhouette Rabbit. This is a fantastic card, taking 2 effect monsters to make. So the reason this is such a good card in Eldlich is because you can set any of your Eldlich continuous traps, because they are going to consider themselves as spell and traps that can summon themselves to the main monster zone. So Silhouette Rabbit basically reads just set engine from deck, which is incredible. The 2 effect monster bit can be mitigated because I know you get a token from the field spell. You play a card like Link Spider to turn that token into an effect monster, and then Eldlich and that effect monster goes straight into the Silhouette Rabbit. So really, really nice. It also cannot be destroyed by battle because it is an illusion. And also every time, or at least once per turn, when you special a spell and trap to the main monster zone, you're going to be able to MST a card on the field, which is incredible as well. Extra value from the Silhouette Rabbit. For another one-off, we have Flying Mary, the Wandering Ghost Ship. 2 zombie monsters, so if there is stuff like Clockwork Knight on the field, this does get a bit annoying. However, for the most part, those effects aren't too prevalent. We play the Flying Mary because it takes 2 zombies. You can target a level 5 or higher zombie that is in your banished or grave. Place this card in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Special summon that monster. While this card is a continuous spell, you can target 1 level 5 or higher zombie you control and destroy 1 monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that monster, which for the most part your opponent will have a monster with 2,500 or less attack. So really love the Flying Mary as a one-off. If, for example, there's lots of Bestials or Crows and your Eldliches get banished, you can always Flying Mary and grab one of them back. SP Little Knight. Of course, we're playing this card. It's like the best Link 2 ever to exist, and we can easily get 2 effect monsters on the field with Eldlich and a Link Spider, so why not play it? 1 IP Masquerena, for the same reasoning that it doesn't even take... it takes non-effect monsters, so you can use it with the tokens. You can save your Link Spider in that regard. You can just go a token and Eldlich into IP, and then resummon the Eldlich, and basically go from there. We have 1 Link Spider, as I said. Turning the token into an effect monster is important, which is why we play the Link Spider. And onto the Xyzes. We have 1 Zeus and 1 Typhon, simply because we play a lot of Xyz stuff for Zeus, and Typhon comes up super clutch in terms of we can summon a trap and then just use that for Typhon and continue playing during our opponent's turn. So Typhon really does come up in a deck like this. We play the Train Package in 1 Gustav Max and 1 Juggernaut Lieb. Burn for 2k, and it takes 2 level 10 monsters, which are Eldlich is. And we also can attack for 6k with Lieb, so why wouldn't we play that God combo? Let's put it in this order for my OCD. We have 1 Varudris as our other rank 10 option, 2 level 10 monsters, and it is a Omni Negate and more. This card, if you can get this card on the field, you're basically just winning the game. If it attacks, it destroys a card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate that effect and destroy 1 card on the field. Doesn't have to be the one you negate. And if this card is outed, you, guess what? Destroy a card on the field. So it is absolutely insane. We have 1 Constellar Pallades as a rank 5 option. It takes 2 level 5 lights, which your Eldlich traps are. And on a quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, target 1 card on the field, and return that target to the hand. So a really nice option to have. For the fusions, we have the Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord, simply because we can fart him out the extra deck for free now, thanks to the use of a specific fusion. We don't play the continuous spell to make him manually, so his fusion requirements of an Eldlich monster and a level 5 or higher zombie never come up. The important thing is that this card becomes Eldlich the Golden Lord while on the field meaning that if you use your traps with him on the field, they are going to be getting those bonus effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You contribute a zombie monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it, but it cannot attack or activate its effects this turn. This is a really crucial effect, to be honest with you. It's actually really nice when you can resolve it. Yeah, they can't use the effects, but during their turn they can. So if you take an Omni with this, for example, you bait an Omni, get into this, take the Omni, you then have an Omni you can use during your opponent's turn. One Fallen Angel. I know this is a max rarity. I got the Starlight on the way, don't you worry. Or the QCR, whatever it is. And again, we're not playing the fusion spell, so we're not going to be summoning this properly with a fusion spell. However, it can be fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing a light zombie monster while you have Eldlich, the Golden Lord, in or on your field or graveyard. So any of your traps, as long as Eldlich is on the field or grave, can become an immediate level 10. That when linked away, grab you another level 10. So that is really nice. Because when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Eldlich monster from your deck, extra deck, or grave. So fantastic. You only ever need one of it though. It never really comes up more than that. For the last fusion, we have one Elder Entity Entis, specifically for the Dogmatic Punishment. Send this to the grave and destroy another card. And to wrap up things, we have the one Chaos Angel, because your level 5 Dark token with a level 5 Light Eldlich trap make a full-powered Chaos Angel, and your opponent never expects the Chaos Angel. It's just a card no one expects. And you can make a full-powered one, so why not play it? It doesn't need tuners, as you know. Chaos Angel is a G like that. And on summon, it's going to be able to banish a card, and it's going to be giving you that unaffected effect, that the Chaos Angel, because it's going to be using a light, and it's going to give all of your monsters battle protection forever, because it's going to be made using a dark as well. So that is the end of this Eldlich deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do enjoy this deck. I think it's a deck that is underexplored at the moment, and I am recording this right as Odeon win the YCS in Lille, so trap decks could be on the rise. Give Eldlich a try. Let me know what you think of this build, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Make sure to stay rogue.